Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk 222.
Lucky
Yay!
number. Lucky number.
Yeah. As per usual, if you have any questions and/or topics that you guaranteed need an answer to, that's within our remit to tell you about, then we will answer it for a super chat. Also, liking and subscribing helps us a lot in the algorithm, so please and thank you. Then we have some. Whoa.
Skinny pay.
Uh, uh, yeah. What the hell happened here? I need to
Is
fix
it?
this.
At least it's not Pornhub or something.
Yeah. No, it's not.
What
What
is
the
that?
hell?
Is that your crypto?
No.
At least it's going up.
Uh. Oh, fucking Windows updated.
It's our first try again, so there you go, peeps. What else is new?
Here we go. Skinny play. uh, if you would like to buy anything, there's a discount code that gives you 10% off. And I'll get the link to the website. Will be put in the chat. As per usual, come join our Discord, which is always good fun. Especially, it's been interesting the last week and a bit or so. Evening, Joachim. You still need to email me when you would like to join the show, since you're a super cool member, because memberships help out a great deal
There
too.
you go.
And but if you don't want to, that's fine. But you're welcome to join, since you're a massive willy.
Should send you. I hope that my mom doesn't get back home before the podcast is done. Because I really want to see her face when she fucking opens the door. Because I've emptied the entire storage locker in the living room. So let me. Actually, I can just email you the pics because that's the simplest.
Yeah. Also, Prestige Creator sells these super cool remote holders. I know first world problems and all, but they're magnetic and wall mountable now, and they're super sweet. The marble quality is really, really nice, and like
Yeah, I like
backlighted.
that. Oh, so what's in the back plate? Is it where the magnet is?
If you can call it that, it's like fucking Thanos ring or something. That's how hard to snap on there.
Oh, that's a huge magnet. Yeah,
Well, there's two of them.
sick.
So, I mean, it's like I feel bad putting this back because it always snaps way too hard. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
So, yeah, go to Prestige Creators if you want something as sweet as that.
Okay, I got it sent to you.
Sweet.
Yeah, I like the bracket.
Yeah, good friends of the show, great sponsors. Fucking sweet when we do Santa Claus giveaways and stuff. Very much appreciated. Good dudes. So, yeah.
I'm gonna grab one for the store. Want some in Miami. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would highly recommend. They're really nice. I like the S2B ones too, but like I think I said a few weeks ago,
They're
that
too
they're just,
close.
yeah, you're sort of like doing that to the wall every time you want to grab it off of it, unless you have mini hands like Henrik. I mean, he looks big with that massive beard and everything, but he's like it's a tiny. I don't know. I've never seen him in real life. I'm just saying shit.
Nice. But yeah.
So yeah, I had a busy week. It looks a bit different because photos had to be fucking taken.
Oh yeah, everything's all neat and B&O-ish, like nice.
Yeah, I generally don't fully live full bio life where there's
Nothing.
yeah. I also have cats, so it's fucking impossible. And
Yeah.
they have like a whole mountain of toys that they love to play with.
It's interesting right now I can see your drivers on the far speaker. Like the light breaks just perfectly that you can see all the drivers in the lab 50.
Nice.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm just making myself enormous so people can see.
I thought that your grills were off, but I'm like, no, it's there because there's still sheen on it. Well, yeah, that's pretty slick.
Yeah, this is partially why I like those diamond grills or whatever they're called.
Mercedes grills, I guess.
Yeah, they're really nice. Mats asks, any news about the expected Beosound Theater? We'll talk about that a bit later. Oh, thank you, Martin.
Thanks, bud.
Dear friends, does a Beosound Core sound better than an Essence Mark II? Must be used for Beoamp 2 and a Beocenter 66, BOC66.
I have no idea what that would be.
If it's gonna go through an amp like that, I think they sound pretty similar.
Well, they should sound the same because Essence Mark II and the Core has the settings for the speakers. With the Beoamp 2, like you might want to probably set them all to like Beovox 2 or 2.2, whatever, like the bigger ones on both, if you have both. But the Core has more inputs, or I mean more sources rather. That's the only thing that's really different about it. Other than that, if you put a IR on the Core, you can use the Beo4 and Beo Remote 1. And I believe that the Beo4 still works on the Core unless you plug it into the Shapes amplifier via USB, and then they like do the little pairing and whatever. And at that point, you lose all the IR other than light and control commands that are passed through Beo4, which completely sucks. But yeah, Essence and Core, they should sound the same if you put the proper speaker settings on them.
If you have a bunch of older stuff and have a Beo4 already, I would probably go for the IR one. But if everything else is Bluetooth, go for the. Sorry, if you have everything IR Beo4, then go for the IR Essence. Otherwise, go for the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I mean, the IR on the Beo4 is very non-directional, but this is totally non-directional. It doesn't even matter if there's any line of sight or not.
Well, I have mine set to maximum.
Yeah, but like
sure.
I can still connect this to the stage in the bedroom, right? And there's like 3 walls between us and 2 doors, and it still works.
Oh yeah, but that's Bluetooth. Yeah, that'll work, no problem. Yeah, the Bluetooth is fine.
So it depends a bit on what you want to do. I take it these speakers are going in a ceiling somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And it depends on how far away you want control over it. I mean, I get the question because an Essence Mark II secondhand is a lot cheaper than the Core. And if you just use Deezer and or a bit of streaming, it's enough.
But if you already have a source, let's say a Moment or whatever, then you could just join with Essence, whatever that is playing. So you have options, in my opinion. I don't know. I would go for the Core, then the Mark II Essence. It's cost versus functionality, I guess. But that's just my opinion.
It is a lot easier to hide. It's smaller. It doesn't get as warm. All that sort of stuff. How much that matters is really situationally dependent.
Mm-hmm. But it also, like if you decide to buy a shape later on, you already have a source, right? You can just plop it in there.
If you want to become like Henrik and have a shape.
A whole wall.
I mean, I think he has 3 logos now, right? Throughout that thing. Because it's 3 into 1 now.
You get the logo with the amplifiers, right?
I think it's per purchase.
No. They're packed in with, I think, the amp. Because you wouldn't need the Core tile. I think they're packed with the amplifier tile.
Interesting.
So then how many logos you got? That's how many amps you got, more or less, right? It can be a highly decorated bottom of the freaking shape. All of them.
Well, I've seen enormous shapes where they're like 20 plus tiles with is it something like 12 speakers?
Mm.
And generally, if they come and install it, they just put the one B&O logo on
Henrik's different.
it.
Gonna show them all.
But core essence, it depends on, it doesn't really matter that much. They sound pretty much the same. And actually, I think with the BeoAmp 2, since it's almost more important what quality cables you use from there to whatever passive speakers you have.
Yes.
Because they don't technically change the sound, they EQ it potentially a little bit. But if you want the proper cables that are really subtle, go Sounds Heavenly, Steve. Amazing cables. The cables I have from him are really not like the B&O cables. They're thicker, insulated, but yet more flexible. They're just really nice cables.
I'm sure he's been through a few cables in his life to pick the best ones that he has.
Yeah, and then apparently it depends if you, with powered cables, go over 20 meters, then you get signal degradation or something like that. Which is obviously very rare. I mean, unless you live in a goddamn mansion.
I would say that I would go at some points. I don't think over 20 meters, though. I don't think so. You have to think about that.
Oh, if your essence done, yeah, then get a core.
Feels bad, yeah, man. It's probably the power supply that went on or tits up on it. That's about it. I can guarantee you that. Because if no lights come on, then it's just the power supply. Like, the board is still fine.
Do they still have spare parts for that?
That's a long shot, in my opinion. I couldn't tell you. I will be able to tell you in September when I can see the ROS.
Alright. Yeah, that works.
I'll pull up parts like live.
So. Speaking about new things that haven't come out yet, I'm not sure whether to call this a headset or headphones, but this is on the FCC website again.
Okay.
I'll move us over to the other side, actually.
Do it.
But these are called...
It looks like portals, man.
Yes, I think it's exactly the same chassis, but they're called the BeoPlay 500.
What are we doing with the numbering system now all over a sudden? Like, okay, so what's the diffie? What does the FCC say? Is it gonna... Oh, what, does it come with analog cables?
No, they all come with analog cables, but...
Maybe it can play analog without being powered up?
That's what I hope, but one thing I did spy with my sneaky little eye is that you can see the difference here, because I still have the Xbox ones here. Like, there's logos on both sides, same on these. But this one just has Bluetooth on the right near the power button, which on the Portal PC is on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And then this button is left blank. And then if you go... here's a closer up shot.
Is it blank or is it something that it says?
No, there's nothing on... I mean, yeah, I can I zoom in? How far do we go? See, it's left totally blank.
Ain't there? What is there? An icon of some sort? Oh no,
that's a noise cancelling. Or is it? No, that's the noise cancelling one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is, I mean, if people want to look at more pictures, you can actually download this now. So you get a USB cable, that's all normal. But if you look at this cable, and if you don't know what you're looking at, it's an audio jack, but this is called a TRRS cable.
Okay.
And the difference is, again, I'll show you.
Well, it doesn't have a microphone on it, so that's
this comes with the normal.
Yeah, it's a regular jack.
Yeah, but this is left, right, and ground.
And a microphone.
No. This one
is. No, not
is.
this one. This one is.
Yeah, so this one, it comes with a microphone connection.
Sweet.
Because
but
these
it's going through the mics, yeah, in the headphones.
Yeah, exactly. These even don't have that microphone connection over the 3.5mm jack.
No, but they do through USB-C.
Yeah, but a lot of people want to use like this through into their Xbox controller, right?
Oh, I see. Word.
So that's interesting. It's probably also interesting for if you work in an office or something like that. Because most laptops now are the multi-port jack. Like
I hope it's a long cable, not like 1.20 meters or some stupid nonsense. Like I hope it's at least a 2-meter cable. Something you can lean back when because this is like if you're gonna use it realistically for like a Skype call and shit, like you are gonna have you're not gonna be glued on the screen like this, right?
So if all is normal, this is a 1.8 meter cable.
That's not bad.
Because I'm pretty sure most of them are. The USB Type-C is the only cable that's 2 meters, and then the rest is a bit shorter. But this was interesting to me, because this raises the question, have they finally made something in a portal chassis that can be used passively? Because if you use the portals, the PC version or the Xbox version with a 3.5mm jack, you need to power them.
I think you're going to have to power them up still.
Because that's something I still like about my H4 Gen 2s, is that you can use them totally passively.
Mm-hmm. So I like about my H6s, the old schools.
Yeah.
Or no, was it H6s? I think so, right? The very first ones. I don't even remember anymore.
Or were they H8s?
No, the H8s were afterwards. I have those as well. Those were Bluetooth.
But yeah, like these are otherwise
H6s.
Totally portal chassis, portal ear cups. So that's interesting, because recently they also had that Cisco version on the portal chassis, didn't they?
Yeah. I wonder what that was all about.
Maybe they commodified that exercise into something for call centers too.
Well, I'm certain of it. Like if Cisco made an order, then it would have been probably a few thousand headsets.
Captain Jared says these pictures are from January. Yeah. But they were asked to be held confident until 2 weeks ago. And the FCC are legal documents, so you can't just sub in different chassis, because chassis change emissions or transmission rates of signals and shit that you measure against.
Mm-hmm. Noise and interference.
Yeah, because if your Bluetooth is over a certain spectrum, it gets declined, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't just say, well, we put it in a similar enough chassis and we're going to change it. No, that's not how the FCC works. You need to give them a finalized product that they have to test against. I mean, the software can change, but like hardware and exterior and stuff can't.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think? How much is it going to cost? $500? The portal region?
I have a feeling it's going to be less, because seemingly with that one side being blank, this does Bluetooth 3.5mm and then maybe something else.
Maybe it doesn't have the...
It probably doesn't come with the PC dongle, and it doesn't seem to connect to an Xbox, other than Bluetooth, but not over the 2.4 gigahertz.
No, I don't think it's got the Atmos in it.
That could also well be true, yeah.
Because to me, that just doesn't make sense. That like, why? What else would it have or not have? I don't think it's got the Atmos because I don't think you can push that through a 3.5 mil jack. I think you could, I guess, but
You could,
not
but
not off of a joystick from the Xbox because I don't think does
no,
that have a DAC in it to do that?
I don't think so.
So then you're reliant on a goofy cord, then it should be long, right?
Yeah,
Like this.
but even so, like 2 meters is not going to be nearly long enough to sit away from an Xbox.
No, no, especially when you play on ridiculous like 77-inch screens and shit.
I mean, that's my dream, to sit that close to an even bigger screen. But most people would get annoyed by that. But I have a feeling this is going to be the sort of new budget version of headphones.
I think so. I think this is about a $350 price point in my opinion.
Yeah, because if you look at their range right now in terms of headphones, the cheapest is what, €400, and that's where the EX is. And those are in ear, not over ear. So the over ear cheapest is €500. So that sounds expensive to me. Like
Danster's saying the Atmos works with any headphone connected via cable to the controller, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Fuck, so they probably got away with the licensing issues and making it cheaper this way, because like if you're sucking the surround off of the controller, who cares? That's a great idea.
Yeah, because they can't know what it is anyway. Then
Yeah, no, that's a great idea on B&O's behalf, in my opinion. That's a good move. And hopefully that it brings down the price of these headphones a little bit, which would make them more affordable. Even though, I'm not the biggest fan of bloody B&O, coming out with another set of goddamn headphones. Like, I'd rather have them come up with a core product, like, some sort of a new audio player or a new set of, Lab 3 replacement likes. Something that takes over the 17s in a way. Like, this is what I would like to see them come out with.
But the headphone company kind of needs to make headphones.
I guess, right? You gotta stick to it. So, and that's the sadness of it.
The H4 Gen 2s are no longer available. They all of a sudden disappeared. That also means that something disappeared out of that price bracket.
Yeah, but what I dislike about this, like, as a, like, going back into the sales of these things, like, I've missed so many different generations of headphones. I haven't really missed any big generations of speakers. Like, that's still a relatable too, right? But like, if somebody comes with, whatever, I can't even come up with a freaking name of it, which was, like E3s back in the day, like, feels bad. What do? You can't do anything about that. Like, throw them in garbage and that's it.
Sandeep says headphones are all that I can afford these days.
There you go. So, you got one for you there, I'm sure.
Well, on the other hand, it's a good way of getting people into the brand, because potentially if they sell these BeoPlay 500s at like €300, that's much more palatable to the entire Xbox, PlayStation 4
community
crowd that want it for that. Because I don't know how much the 2.4 gigahertz sort of chip and everything costs, and taking that out of it. But if you can really push the price down by not having that in there.
We're also speculating that it's not there, but it makes total sense that it's
But in
not
every
there.
other one of the Portal chassis, that button has a marking on it. Because these do, the Xbox version does.
It must be missing something, or something's been taken away, and they just kept the button for, I don't know, maybe power cycle.
Yeah. Captain Jared over on Twitch also says the Portal Xbox have become cheaper on some websites. Yeah, but that's like other websites that want less profit margin or just don't want it anymore for whatever reason. But that's not what the MSRP, right? Like we're talking MSRP B&O. Because I bet you if these BeoPlay 500s, the MSRP is 300, but you're, I don't know, Amazon, and you say, give me 5,000 of these, you're not paying the dealer prices for them anymore.
No.
So they can play around with what they want to ask for it then. I mean, there's probably something in the contract if you can't immediately do just $10 over what you paid for them.
No, and I don't even know how much the cost on those things is at this point, or what the profit margin would be. But no matter how much profit margin there is, it's still something that I don't think sustains the shops to the point where big sales do, like, you know, moving TVs and moving speakers and full systems. And
but those are different perspectives, right? Because the headphones do sustain B&O HQ, but not the shops, not their dealers. So to B&O Denmark, this is very exciting. To you as a dealer, it's sort of like, whatever. It's
no, because that's a very small fish to fry, right? Like, it's just, and I think it's the fact that, like, the generation that is running B&O now is much younger than it should be, I guess, and they see things much differently, and maybe also the problem is that most of them do think with their wallets. And every now and then some crazy product like the Balenciaga bag comes through, right? That they carve out a solid block of aluminum for 8,300 euros and shit. People flip out. But instead, like, I think you should just make something that is a little more palatable for I guess, a more committed collector and consumer. Not just, you know, like, how many headphones can you get before you have too many?
Well, over ear, this would have been their 4th set now. And then in ear, they have 1, 2, 3. But I bet you the E8 Sports are on the way out eventually rather quickly too. Because they're still on the older platform compared to the EQ and EX.
Yes. I don't know, there's so many of those headphones.
Yeah, but like the amount of sales they get out of it at HQ is quite impressive. And so for HQ, it's nice. I understand that as a dealer, it's a thing to deal, like, more of an annoyance than actually making money on it. But if you're the I don't know, let's say you start one of these sort of semi pop-up shops in your airport, it's all you sell.
That's all you can sell, really. Like, what else do you need on the airplane other than, like, you know, drown out the screaming kids and shit? Get a level.
Now that all these newer planes get power outlets, you can put your balance in the plane.
Yeah, no, but you wouldn't be able to. If you got the one with the GVA, you wouldn't be able to pair the freaking Bluetooth to it because you can't set it up before you have the GVA set up. You can't pair any products to it. It's so stupid.
But all these things have internet now. All these planes.
I guess. Yeah, I haven't flown since 2016, so I wouldn't know.
I mean,
back then it was expensive.
Slow.
Like, they wanted stupid money for internet back there on the plane. Obviously, it's slow. You got fucking 260 people trying to suck off one router, man. Like, it's gonna be slow. Everybody get one bite, and here's a packet for you, and a packet for you. And by the time it goes around the whole plane, you're sitting there watching the thing at 26% for half an hour.
Yeah, it's not like you can even watch 2010 YouTube videos.
So, yeah. No, screw flying, dude. I love driving. I'll drive the fuck out of 22nd. I'll be out.
But yeah, either way, it's kind of interesting that this should, by all intents and purposes, be released soon, these headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Because the confidentiality agreement more or less ended recently. And I think they asked for an extension, but then half was released and half wasn't. It's one of these weird B&O things again.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is a supply chain thing too.
A lot of it is now seems to be the excuse.
Well, I mean, don't forget that like a lot of this stuff comes from China, right? And they're just coming out of one of these another massive lockdowns.
Mm.
Where wasn't it most of Shanghai, like 30 million people weren't allowed to leave their place?
I don't remember.
I mean, this ended like a week or two ago, something like that.
Hmm.
And half of these people work in Shenzhen, I think, and not entirely sure on the geographics of China. Haven't been there. Last time
And
I
I
went
never
to
will
go.
be. Like that's one thing I can guarantee for certain. I will never go to China.
Last time we were gonna go, the fucking bird flu came around, so we decided,
Yeah, let them keep it. I'm not taking chances and shit.
I mean, I like all the puns about cockfighting and how it supposedly came around, but
Oh, terrible. Off topic. Should we expect an anthracite level? I would really
yes.
welcome an anthracite level. That would be nice. And I think that's almost due since almost everything around it was anthracite.
Yeah, so anthracite is going to be a thing pretty soon. It's going to be Beolab 90, Beolab 50, Beolab 28 are already in anthracite, Beolab 18. I think the 19.2, the Beosound 2, I'm not sure of because that seems to be teetering between EOL and maybe continuing. I think a balance maybe, but I'm not sure. Again, I saw something in the ether and I memorized it and wasn't able to screenshot anything. But I would expect a level and a balance since they're so new to be part of that new color frame. Because nowadays everything is aluminium, apparently gold, because gold is a thing, right? Because 18s are gold and 50s are gold and 90s are gold, and you can get fucking harmony in gold, and it's but whatever.
I'm not a fan of that color at all, but you know what? To each their own, right?
And then everything anthracite, so things like the brass and bronze are like specialty colors.
Hmm.
I mean, this is why the brass, is it brass or is it bronze 28s are so ridiculously expensive because technically it's that what's it called, that department that does one-offs.
The bespoke.
Yeah, technically it's a bespoke color now.
Are the white 90s bespoke or no? They're considered
No,
regular. But I guess if you order them with different panels, then now they're bespoke.
I think they're bespoke when you order them with the aluminium bits in bronze or brass.
Mm.
I mean, there's still a price differential versus normal black alu, but
Yeah, I can't wait to see the
because
price
the what is it, the Parisian night blue or whatever, that purple
Yeah.
color, that's now ridiculously expensive too because it comes with I think it's brass color. And that's partially why they want 120 grand for those 90s,
Mm.
which is
Yeah, I think I agree with Sandeep. There are three levels of finish: regular, custom, and bespoke, right? Like, because custom is whatever your dealer can mix and match, and bespoke is whatever the B&O you request them to make for you.
yeah.
So that makes total sense.
But yeah, like the Parisian night blue, that is 120,750 euro, just because
It's a
it's bronze
weird.
tone,
Oh, a brownstone with the stupid.
and that's technically a bespoke color now. So the black ones
Mm.
will be 105 as shown. The white ones will be more, but not as much more as the Parisian night blue is. I think the white ones will be something like 112 or so.
I need to order walnut panels for my 90s, but that's once I get them over there.
But yeah, even with the 28s, anything with bronze or brass is silly expensive now.
Oh, by the way, I have a guy here that wants to sell a pair of Lab 1s. Silver.
Oh God, why you tempt me?
Because if I can get him, then I'll just pack him with me. If you want to take him. We'll talk off air. Fuck
God
up the
damn
whole
it, it's so
goddamn
tempting.
podcast.
I'm gonna be so distracted now. Like,
So these are, see, but I would get them anthracite, but on the floor stands, not the, I don't like the wall brackets on these speakers. It's just my personal meh.
but yeah, like even the gold is cheap compared to this stupid bronze color.
Yeah, and the bronze one is with walnuts too, so obviously they're gonna hike the price on that too, because that
Walnut and oak is the same price.
it's the same price.
Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What about those plain Jane Grey on the very right? How much are those?
12,750.
Oh,
Then if you want the plain ones but with oak, it's 14,250. So yeah, it's a color thing that makes them so expensive. It's too bad for Eric because he seems to like all these colors. It seems
it's gonna
very
be paying hard for him now.
fashionable in Sweden to have these weird colors. So Sandeep says one of these will be 20,000 euro by the end of the year. At this rate, maybe not end of the year, maybe middle of next year. God damn.
Yeah, everything's going up, dude. Everything's going up.
Yeah, well, B&O's inflation apparently is over 20% a year at this point.
My storage move went up by $2,000 since February when I got quoted. So
Wow.
it's now 10,700 something dollars US.
Well, a year, right?
No, to move the fucking bin.
Oh,
Yeah, to move my 16-foot locker that's coming in, it's forever. And yeah, it's like 4 to 6 weeks to get it in.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a while before I see
That
anything.
maybe just down to the diesel prices in the US
Oh yeah,
because they've gone nuts. I don't know how those are in Canada, but
diesel I actually haven't noticed, to be honest. But I know there, like, it was $1 more expensive per gallon of diesel than actual fuel, which crazy.
you know, I recently drove past a fuel station and I saw €2.10 a liter, which is in Canadian like $3.30, $3.40, and I was thinking to
Holy
myself,
shit!
yes, that's cheap again.
Wow. Yeah, that would be really bad here.
Because a few months ago it was like €2.45.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's unpleasant. It's not fun.
So not many people drive, really.
Well, it depends on what you do, right? If you have a customer pay for you to be there, you just charge them more.
Well, you have to.
I mean,
Fuck,
personal
that
driving
sucks.
is very much
Not a
not
thing anymore.
pleasant like this,
Jeez.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Coming back to things and costing money. Before I go into a bunch of things, what do you think because I take it you don't know, right? Nor do I. But what do you think the Beosound Theater, just the soundbar bit, will cost?
I would say my guess 6,500 US with the floor stand.
With the floor?
No, 75 with the floor stand.
Okay.
That's
because
my guess.
then because there's been a whole conversation on the Discord, and it turns out I'm the optimistic one, thinking it's going to be like €5,000. And partially where this comes in is that apparently a lot of people think it's going to be just a bit more than the stage.
I don't believe that.
I think it's wishful thinking too, yeah.
There is no way in hell that it's going to be just a little bit more than stage. If then just a little bit means like another $3,000.
Yes.
That's just a little bit more.
But I promised I would do a poll.
Poll this.
Yeah, as in... And we're talking... In this instance, just about the Beosound Theater, the middle bit, not the whole thing combined with panel and...
I honestly think there's going to be two different price points because right where that line meets the aluminum trim ends, I think those are going to be in two different sizes for 55, 65, maybe even 77 when they extend them harder or further out.
I've amended it 55-inch because the picture that's on the Discord... makes it seem 55. Like it's 55-inch version.
Yes.
Let's do...
Yeah, Matt Helmer, we can't show the picture yet because it's not officially out, but if you want to go on the B&O Discord, you can find it there under what? Beosound?
Yeah, and BeoVision even, but I'll repost it so it's top of the viewing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's a lot of aluminum inside it. Or around it, I guess, cladding. I wonder what the specs are going to be on it as far as the speakers are concerned inside. Like, how good of a center channel will that be? Because it has to be good enough to go with... yeah, I'm going to go 55. Is it what currency are we specifying?
Oh, sorry, this is euro. But euro and dollar is the same at the moment. Yeah. But they'll charge a bit more in dollars than they will...
So far, everybody's optimistic on their own. Well, it's Mads. It's not the hope that will be a surround sound. It's basically a true image video engine with a very good center channel. It's not going to be like I don't think it's going to be like the stage where it's going to have Dolby Atmos and all the nonsense built into it. This is just an expandable surround machine, so you can actually put your B&O speakers to it, and you can also use a projector, which is another big plus because there's nothing that could run a projector from B&O. So,
I would say this is what we believe it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know unless you've seen more than I have.
No, I'm assuming that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Because it makes total sense. Like, I don't care about the floor stand if it's motorized or not. Motorized would be cool. Non-motorized, then I'm just putting this thing on the wall. Because if it's not moving, then just put it on the wall.
Yeah, that's another part of the conversation that was had. Like, how flat does it need to be on a wall for you? Like fully flat? Like, every corner needs to be touching? Or is there like bracket and you have like, I don't know, like that much of a gap and that's okay?
I wouldn't give a shit if there was a gap. And if I really did give a shit about it that much, I would just go, because they have Home Depots in States, and I would buy the window tape, that closed cell foam with the sticky on one side, and I would tape it around the back end of the TV, right where, so when you push it against the wall, then it just covers all that nonsense and ugly mechanics of the wall bracket. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think it's going to be the same. Like if you buy an LG panel 77 or whatever range, they also come with the built-in wall bracket. So you just hang the bloody thing on the wall, and Bob's your uncle, right? Then you just route the cables down. We got paper walls, so you just poke a hole in the wall, drop it down, come out to the Beosound Theater at that point.
Because what did you think of the contour wall bracket? Do you like it the
It's
way?
fucking cool. I liked it a lot, actually. I installed one and it's a fucking cool bracket. I
Would that
was really in doubt that it would work in the space that we installed it because it was in a niche and a nook. But essentially, the nice thing is that you can pull it out and they could face it into the kitchen or into the living space. So yeah, and it was really sturdy, very nicely done. Wire management was very good on it. I really like that bracket. Very simple.
David says, hi, can you show us a picture of the theater but subliminal image so you don't get in trouble?
Just hop on a Discord.
Yeah, or here you can see this is a very small, but you can see where the panel meets the Beosound bit.
Yeah.
And that there's a little gap.
Oh, okay.
Is this subliminal enough for you, David, that always answers our polls incorrectly?
I think Sunday, your expectation is a little too much for the floor stand. $3,000 or euros is a little too much, even if it's movable, like if it's motorized. Because the most expensive floor stand was what? That I had seen was for the Avant 85. But that was a huge ass steel plate. And that thing was $2,700 Canadian.
The stand for the Harmony is $2,000.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a $3,000 deal.
It could be, though, because we may be misidentifying how this works. Because this is not on a pole, right? This is that whole aluminium.
It turns just like a 750
But it's not the turning. It's literally having that whole aluminium piece being nice and not having any blemishes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like where the normal way those stands work was like literally a pole and then a bracket that you couldn't see because it was behind stuff. But that pole is quite easy to polish. But since it's that V shape coming out of the floor stand, that's also concave by the looks of things.
I think it's sandblasted or glass bead blast, isn't it? The silk finish? I think so.
It could be, but still, it seems like it's concave and bent at several angles.
Of course it is.
That needs to be perfect. So I have a feeling in terms of just a raw material, that is so much more expensive than just a pole sticking out. So I can see it being more. I have a hard time believing it's $3,000, but maybe there's some amazing cable management that we can't see on the back. What's the web page? There's no web page. It's on our Discord. So the Discord link is... oh, no, that's not this one. Sorry. That's the one to Skinny Play. Excuse me.
Rookie mistakes.
That one. The https discord.gg.
And spelling shit goes afterwards. Yeah, no, double it up. But I don't know. I also wonder, do you order it in 2 different sizes, or are you going to be able to order in 2 different sizes? And or do they just you can buy the panels later? Also, my question is to myself, I guess, because nobody knows yet. Are the tweeters in, like, there's going to be tweeters, are they going to be in those expansion panels, or are they going to be in static? So no matter how far wide the TV gets, the center channel basically remains the same. And I'd hope that would be the true.
I really wonder if the speaker array is going to be more similar to the stage or more similar to like a Harmony Eclipse deal.
I think it's going to be more similar to an Eclipse. I think they're just going to put beefier drivers, like they're going to put a beefier driver for the tweeter, and maybe they'll stick with a triangle mid-range combo.
It looks too skinny to be that triangle mid-range, quite honestly. Because, I mean, if it's more like a BeoVision, and I think this is where a lot of people sort of get it wrong. With True Image, you can make any speaker do anything you want it to be. You can give it any role. But also, besides that, if used on its own, it needs to be left, center, right. Or the other way around if you're watching me in the other way around. But it needs to be able to do left, center, right, because like if you're watching TV and it's just left and right or just a center channel, it's going to be shit. Just like
I think it's gonna have those little goofy, full range 2-inch neodymium driver, whatever they are, that do like the
yeah, but
primal
if it's
stereo, I
if
guess.
it's more like a stage, then it's like tweeter full range and then tweeter bass drivers and then full range tweeter. So there's 3 tweeters in the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like what for left, center, right, each has its own tweeter, and then full range, and then the bass is sort of middle, but it's also the sides. So that's, to me, it's interesting. I also kind of wonder if it's going to have anything up firing. Maybe that's why the slats are up and down instead of left, right. But I'm totally speculating on that.
That's not a bad speculation, but I don't know.
To me, the whole up firing thing is, it so depends on where you live. Because if you have a massively high ceiling, it's pointless. If you have a sloped ceiling, it's pointless because it bounces away from you at that point.
Yes. I don't know. What class of the TV would you put this in between? You know what I mean? Is it a full-on like magic movement harmony?
I have a feeling it's going to be I think, like I said last week, I think this will eventually sort of replace the contour. Not that the contour is bad or needs to be replaced, but
makes sense.
With LG making the back spacing of the panels differently every 2 generations, B&O has to make that chassis different every time, and this seems to be an open chassis, where it's like a VESA bracket, like side profile. It's like a VESA bracket connecting. So if something changes, you just bend your bracket a bit.
Or maybe I think it's just the adjustment screws that they have for depth.
Yeah, so means seemingly this is an open type chassis closer to an Eclipse, but without needing for any cutouts.
Hence the gap between them.
Yeah. Because if you look real closely, and like it's probably best to do this on mobile, if you zoom in, it almost looks like that little gap you see is because spacers. Because where did I just was it here? I'll pull it up again. Wait, where did it go? I'm looking. So much text today. God, why is my mouse being annoying?
Some of those Windows updates.
Yeah, could very well be. But if you look at this, right, there is also a little gap here on the side.
Yeah.
And if you zoom in, not on this picture, but on the full picture, you see that this picture is sort of taken at an angle a bit. So, but if you look at the shiny aluminium and draw that line across, that gap seems to be going like that, and then like it's almost like there's 2 spacers on either side between it. So the top of the TV doesn't sit directly flat on the aluminium part of B&O.
Interesting.
So yeah, you have the tiny little gap here, but also the color of this, where it sort of goes up and touches the TV, is a different color metal or whatever material it is than any of the other aluminium.
Maybe it's plastic.
Yeah, and that makes me think like that may be just a gray colored spacer.
Or that's just what the grill is actually mounted on. Those little miniature lamellas.
But if you were to draw it out, if it was part of the just the stage, right? It,
Mm.
it would, the top would be literally milled exactly 90 degrees, then go up, and then go step, 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 flat, step, 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 flat, and down like that again. That's going to be such an odd shape. I almost can't see them do that.
I'm honestly excited to see it. And I
This
think
makes me very interested in this whole project, regardless of what's happening, because they haven't done anything that looks like this in a pretty long time. Danster asks, do we even know it'll be available without panel? Yes, because the Harmony and the Eclipse are also available without panel. And also, it's called a Beosound Theater. Which makes me believe this is potentially useful for theater applications.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. That's a game changer for having projector screen applications, because there me had nothing for it.
Because I doubt the name Beosound Theater is just randomly chosen because it looks good.
I wonder if it would have. Well, it's got to have arc. So,
Yeah, everything does nowadays.
but I guess it wouldn't matter at that time. Well, how would you? I guess if it, yeah, you could power up the projector over the arc, I guess.
The newest LG projectors have WebOS built in them too.
No shit. So,
So it could work together off the same remote.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I think they're like half or full generation behind the OLED TVs, but that still means they're 1 or 2 generations newer than my TV is. So there's no reason software-wise why that shouldn't work.
No, I don't think so. And does it? Yeah, I don't know. Like, does the app keep getting updated on your TV, or is it just stay where it is because of the panel age?
The B&O app, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Every so often, whenever there's a new speaker.
Oh, okay, so they do update that.
Yeah. Because it's basically the same app anyway.
Did you check if there's a theater in there?
Probably not, because you can't connect to a stage either. So
No.
So 11% of people think 2,000 to 3,500 euro, and 26% of people think 3.5 to 4.5, and then 37% think 4.5 grand to 5.5 grand, and 26% think 5.5 grand or more. I have a feeling that the 3.5
55 plus. I think it's 5,500 plus. I think that 3,500 to 4,500 people are going to be very much disappointed. And yeah, Matt fucked up already. Fixed the voting. So
I really don't get me wrong. I really hope this solution is between 4.5 and 5.5 grand. I really want that, because that would sell amazingly. But if you look at the picture and how much aluminium is in there, that's not replaceable for like a cheap, like the oak, like not having the oak and getting fabric or whatever could make it cheaper, right? That's kind of
by what, 700 euros maybe, or 1,000?
Yeah, but that could be a make or break. That's,
yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you're not exactly feel like spending 6 grand because that's a bit tight, but you have 5, 700 gets you most of the way there.
Yeah.
Like, and if you go like that to your dealer, he may slash the last 300 off.
So.
But I really hope that would be the case. But I've been like, this is what I said on Discord too. I've been saying for 2+ years now that whenever anybody said Stage 2.0, like at the same price, that's just not doable, because the DSSE board at the time was like €950 or something like that. Which inflation, chiplets and all that stuff, that's probably going to be around 1,200 to 1,500 euro now for just that board to do the true images and PowerLink and WISA and stuff. And that's excluding a power supply. And I mean, and these are not sales prices. These are prices charged to a dealer for repair. So this is cost price.
What's the price of the Eclipse's soundstage thing?
It depends a bit on where you look. If you do the simple math of working backwards, the 55 is about $7,000, and the 65 is nearly 8.
Just for the bottom?
Yes. That's without any floor stand or...
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here.
Any of the sort.
Yeah, that's not... Doesn't show shit. Yeah, Beovision Eclipse Sound Center.
I mean, there's older...
$9,000 Canadian. Almost
and
10.
if you look at what is it? A Gen 2 Sound Center. Here, somebody posted this. This is from Gen 2, so this is probably a year or two ago. Was quoted at $5,000. I think this is Germany, so the sales tax is a bit lower. But either way, that is without any fabric on the front, without a remote, without anything. And that's pre the last 2 increases on pricing. So it's very... Because the BeoVisions in the last 2 price hikes, we didn't really notice go up in price. The reason being is that the asking price sticker for the whole you saw in the store was kept the same, but they compensated by the minimum pricing LG asked for the panel that is now lower, and up that into the sound center. So the Harmony Sound Center went up by €1,700, something like that, in the last year and a bit.
Damn.
But you don't notice that because that's more or less how much the panel has come down in the same time. So it's not been such an obvious price increase, because they could obviously, because when I bought my Harmony, the 77-inch C9 was $7,000 or something. Like when the 77-inch was new for the G2, it was €5,500. But the B&O asking price for a 77-inch Harmony was still the same. So that's just that price difference.
The offset, yeah. Interesting how it works. Well, I'm fixing to buy me, and I think I'm gonna go with the Harmony. I don't know, like I'll wait for the theater to come out and see what happens. Maybe it'll look better with my 90s than Harmony, but I think Harmony looks pretty killer with the set of 90s.
Oh, the captain asked, as far as I can tell, this aluminium bit here is concaved, as in it. If this is the front, it comes out to you.
Yes.
Like it's radiused out. It's not radiused in.
Could be their speakers firing downwards too into that. Maybe use it as a lens type.
Or they found that just like how drivers like disperse sound, right? That scoop just directs it a bit more into the room instead of like straight down on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's if it goes because they have an arc of about that. So if it's just wasted energy, if it just shoots into the floor.
I'm sure they've thought about that because that came out with the 90s, right? That little how the shape of them more or less is specifically done for sound.
Yeah, and that little chin area with the
Mm-hmm.
lowest 4-inch
Where they had to
driver,
take it off and stuff.
like they had to round it a bit because it created, what was it, a dB at like
I
a
think so
100
at the
dB
most.
playing level at like 5 meters away difference or something. It's like, no, it needs to be perfect at that.
Which is crazy that they can measure that shit, man. Like to me, it's insane that facility. Like, yeah, it's funny because they had to beef up the crane for the 90s as well. This is like, yeah, you can throw lap fives all day long and shit, right? But you hang a 90 on a goddamn fucking that little dolly thing, which also speaks for the how solid those speakers are. That those anchor points, you can literally rotate them upside down 360, and they won't like nothing happens. They just play. Not music really, but
Uh, Let me get another poll up. So, final one is 4,500 to 5,500 wins, then over 5.5 grand euro. And then what I would consider almost wishful thinking. But I'm with you. If it is that, I'm buying too.
what 5 grand?
No, if it's 3.5 to 4.5 grand, I think that's
There is
already.
no way, dude. No fucking way.
I'm with these people. If it actually is that, I'm buying too.
And to me, it's even no way that 5,500 is a sober number to look at, based on the Eclipse and its capabilities, and based on what this will have for capabilities. Because it's most likely going to be running on a new Mozart platform, right? So it's going to have a built-in radio. It's going to have, all the sources. It's going to be basically a music center. So I really don't think, like, to me, my sober look at that thing is about 7 grand. That is my prediction of where the price will float with this thing. And I got no insider info yet on anything, because obviously
Oh god, we're gonna get so many questions once you.
I'm not gonna answer shit. It's gonna be black screen. Willie's not talking. No, I'm not gonna be leaking stuff. That's not. We haven't done that for 4 years. We've been trying to stop it more or less than anything. So I'm not gonna be the one that just starts to flood the rumor market with shit. No, siree, Bob. So yeah.
This should pretty much cover it. So this is more meant to, like, if it's 5,500 and over, will you buy it? Then you'll presumably buy it if it's less too. But if you already say no to 4,500, 5,500, then I presumably you're also not going to spend it if it's more
You're
than
in the
that.
stage market then.
Yeah.
You are really. I'm wondering if I should. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pack up that freaking Moment floor stand. I was gonna take it with me for the cigars.
Matt
I think
asks,
it's.
when will this be available? This is very hard to tell because there is the NDA that was asked with FCC that ends, I think, if my memory serves me right, end of October, something around there. Normally, they would launch this anywhere between the very end of August to the last few days of September, because
Yes.
that's what they've usually done. However, times are afoot with the supply chain and that sort of thing. And depending on how projections go, they may push that if they think it's going to be a big seller, because there's nothing worse than saying, this is here, getting in
But we can't
1,000
sell it.
orders and
Yeah.
then being able to fill like 150 of them.
Yeah. $55.50 now. Quit being difficult, Sandeep. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little more than $5,500, yo.
If you vote no over 5,550, just do the 4,500 to 5,500 yes. Because anything below that, you'll presumably buy it.
Mm. No, I just don't think it's gonna be that cheap. And will it come with the remote?
They technically, none of them do. Like even the Harmony at, what is it, 18 grand or so asking, doesn't come with a remote.
Really? That's silly. It's like, I understood back in the day when you had the BO4, BO5, and BO6, and you can pick whichever one you want. Then they didn't supply the remotes, right? You picked it at the time of the purchase. But now there's only one kind of a remote. Like, you're not gonna control your thing with the freaking Halo or the Essence.
I think this is the difference between ordering it online and going to a dealer.
So online you get dicked?
I think so, yeah. Because as an accessory to your TV, you can buy a remote online.
Wow. Or you end up using the freaking LG remote that comes with the damn TV.
Yeah, which you shouldn't do, but I mean, because it doesn't seem like online if you order it, it's an extra, right? It's just an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the price sticker doesn't go up when you select the remote?
I haven't done it in a while, but I think it does. You add €300 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically, if you order a TV as is for asking price, even as a dealer, the remote isn't included in any of these packages. I don't know why. It's a separate item, but it's probably because you can choose whichever color you want, and then you can also choose insert if your dealer is kind.
Yeah, that's a lot of headache.
Because I think as a dealer, you're supposed to give the Netflix Amazon one with it. I told my dealer, like, if you give me that, I'll strangle you with it. He was like, yeah, I would too.
Those Amazon ones are horrible. I don't know, I just not a fan.
Sandeep asked, do we think an anthracite theater will be available at launch?
I don't think so.
God, I hope so, but I doubt it.
I think they're just gonna go with the aluminum, and they'll be happy that they have some. That's my take on it for now.
I think they will make it a color, but they may surprise us and ask a premium for it, like 300, 500 euro more, right? Like if you look at the stage, the base stage with the black and alu is the cheapest, and any differentiation on that costs more. I mean, if you look at the stage, this is in dollars, but it's $2,600 for the oak and gray one. Hey, website, why aren't you working? We know your US website isn't working. God damn it. I can't click anything. Oh, they have a gold stage now too. Ugh.
2,100 euros. None of them freaking work. Oh, they do, I guess, on the site.
Well, which one is this one? This is the the bronze stone is now equal to the. Oh, they have the black anthracite stage as well, so that's another product that will be in anthracite, or is in anthracite. I actually seen this one. It looks really nice. It doesn't look as nice as the contrast collection, but it's darn close.
Well, because the contrast collection had the different grill on it. That was the only thing.
Yeah, and it was also a matte color all the way around. It wasn't brushed or
Oh,
anything.
and this is what the wood, and then you got
So the normal one is €1,800.
low end stock.
The Halo is anthracite available too. Sweet.
Let's go look at it. I wonder if probably under what.
Let's see. Remotes and smart home probably.
They show the freaking Beal Living Intelligence as a smart home thing that I think.
Yeah, black anthracite. It's again, because this is fucking rendered on here, it doesn't look so good, but it's a really nice color in person.
That's sick. I like that.
How many watts? How many watts for what? For the Halo? Like 0.5, 1.5? But if you're talking about the Beosound Theater in anthracite, then I have to guess 450. Because everything is 450. The Eclipse is 450. The Harmony is 450. I think the stage is 450. It may be 550, but somewhere around there.
Yeah, dude. I like that anthracite. It looks freaking cool. I already packed my Halo too. Packed everything. It's so weird to not have nightstands, man. It's fucked up. Everything's on the ground. Not for long. The wobbling is custom, probably. I think the anthracite's gonna wobble too.
Yeah. This is more what it looks like in real life on an 18 with like the sort of
Walnut?
No, this is like a new kind of wood as well.
That is looking different, though, hey.
Yeah, that's an anthracite 18.
It's too close of a picture to like actually justify it, but I can see that it's So it's basically like what? This is their new piano black deal.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find these people on Instagram. Oh. Yeah, found them.
Let's see.
So it's black anthracite with the new wood color. Then is it bronze, brass, aluminium. But this is like it's almost like burnt oak, or
It's a different wood, yeah.
which I
It
kind of
doesn't look
like.
like wool.
It goes well with that color.
Still a sexy speaker, man. Fuck.
Yeah. Where can I find the BeoVision Harmony in? I'll try and find that.
What?
The anthracite Harmony, because that looked rather nice too.
Oh, what does it have for the grills? It's the black wood as well, isn't it?
Sorry, what? For what?
For the Harmony.
Yeah, it's a similar. It's not full on black, but
But it's got the anthracite
yeah.
lamellas and the surround. Interesting.
Let me see if I can. Is it this one? No. It was somewhere up, obviously. I think it's this one. No, this is black. I think. But it looks rather nice. No, this could be the anthracite, actually. It's hard to tell.
That looks anthracite. Because that's the same wood as on those 18s.
Yeah.
Which is another thing, like, are we going to have that wood across the entire portfolio, or is it going to be just on certain speakers so nothing matches again?
Yeah, but if every speaker becomes anthracite, it's available for everything.
Yeah, but the wood species may not be yet. Because obviously they're not for
but the 50s are coming anthracite, the 18s already are.
Harmony is, I guess.
Yeah. The 90s are coming in anthracite, so the wood will be available for the 90s too.
I still think I'm going to get the Harmony. It's fucking cool.
I totally agree. It's a very nice TV.
Yeah. It's one of the first things I'll order when I get
Oh, this is a better side view.
Yeah, that's that same wood.
It almost looks like it's oak and they burnt it or something.
Mm-hmm. Or oil stained it or some shit.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it looks nice.
It does indeed. I still like the silver with walnut.
Yeah, I'll always be somewhat of a snob for the normal aluminium because they've been doing it for so long.
It's timeless.
Well, not only that, like, as soon as you buy something, it's the most easiest thing to match to anything because it takes on whatever color is around it.
Yes.
And then secondly, it's the only color that has been their color throughout all of time.
Decades. Yeah.
So, I mean, 18s are now 10 years old, and they still match 50s, which are 5 years old, which still match a Harmony, which is 3 years old.
Yeah.
Which still seems to match a Beosound Theater, which isn't even out yet.
So, and there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those... It's one of those things. It's, yeah, I don't know.
I'll always stick to aluminum, man. I just, like I have, I guess when it comes to the extravagant products, I have the Beosound 1 in piano black finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. Like I have anything else is in just natural aluminum, everything.
So seemingly, this is somebody in Marbella, or maybe this is the showroom, but I doubt it. But it's just a very nice with the anthracite Harmony and just sweet. It was the next one up.
Oh. I may get the A9 as well when I get there.
God, I want an A9 so badly, but I have literally nowhere to put it.
Be a fucking pool speaker for you when you get to Tampa.
I was potentially thinking of hanging a TV outside with a stage underneath. Because it's going to be nice weather, right? And you're gonna when you're.
But it's too bright for the TV to watch, quite honestly. Like unless you buy one of those like fucking outside TVs that have some stupid lumen output, I think you'll have a struggle. Like I had even doing the podcast outside in the shadow was struggle to see the screen.
But they'll do it American style. I'll hang it way up there and tilt it down.
Fuck.
So you're looking into like the
right,
the nook of the ceiling.
God, even that Airbnb where I stayed, the fucking was a 77-inch TV, I think, or 65, something like that, and he was hanging maybe 20 centimeters off the top of the ceiling.
Like,
with no
we watch
fireplace
TV like that.
underneath it.
Like, oh,
yeah,
did you
basically,
see that?
everybody's looking up.
I see so many houses like that in the US now, where it's like,
It infuriates me, dude.
I
People
don't
just-
understand why anybody does this.
Because that's just how designers put it, and that's that, man. And it always, I think it's derived from the stupid TV over the fireplace everywhere, where then you just kind of used to, well, no, we just put the TV high up. Why would you not, right? And then again, like you put your feet up and all this shit, you can't really see over your feet, so the people mount the TVs higher.
Yeah, I
These are
don't
rules.
get it.
I don't get it either. I like, not to the ground level, but I just, all of our TVs.
Matt
that
has a
you've
little
ever had
collection
were-
going with a very rare A1, a Tagoyer one,
Oh, sweet.
and H95s, and a flute. And
I like how you got a little shrine for your flute with a wall bracket on it. That's cool.
My cats actually love an A9, not to scratch, but just to sniff and rub up against.
All those Danish.
When I had
cats.
one here, like the leg that's the back leg, they just went underneath there the whole time. It's like, oh.
Should put a little comb on it when you buy it. Yeah, but I'm super stoked for the A9, but we'll see.
I had two questions. Aussie Michael, who's obviously asleep now because Aussie. Good morning.
Morning.
Has anybody tried to use the screws at the rear of the harmony to adjust the speaker distance in open mode, but they don't move? I'm trying to get to 12mm, but they won't move. And I've tried, I don't want to thread the screws. Make sure you're using the correct screws. Because you have, if you have the harmony like that, you have the screws there and the screws that are there and the ones that are behind the plastic plugs at the back. So you can
gotta get to those behind the plastic plugs.
And also, you can't de-thread the screws because they just stop at a given point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either, I mean, if they're loose, I guess you can untighten them, and that's an issue. But then, like, if your panel is here, your harmony panel will stand like 30 degrees out, and that's gonna be really noticeable in any position. But if you want, if it depends on which 12mm. Do you mean the panel like that relationship or this relationship? Because those are different screws, and there's 3 sets of screws that you can use. But if you go full tight, you go full tight, and it just stops. There's not really, unless you are like it doesn't go anymore, and then go, yeah, then you'll break it. But also, what Torx number have you used? They're not Torx. They're God, what's that name again?
Hex. They're hex keys.
No, they're just 3mm Allen.
So hex key, yeah.
Yeah, but he asked Torx. I guess you can use Torx.
You
but
can use Torx, but not recommended, bro.
No, it's an Allen head. It's 3mm, I'm pretty sure. Most things are.
Are you tightening or loosening the actual fucking lamellas on the panels with those Torx?
Yeah, what are you using Torx for? Because
Are those your 18s on the website, Sandeep? Is that what you're saying? Because that's pretty cool. That they got very nice interiors, actually.
Yeah.
Just skim through it.
the way I can tell is because I have this little kit, and I have no Allen heads besides B&O, and then the only one that has slightly shiny tip is the 3mm one.
That's the one for that came with the TV.
No, I just have a little half or quarter inch
Oh.
set right, but then because these screws are such a pain in the ass to get to, I need to like extend it and then. Yeah, this is now like 20 centimeters long, and you can go eat, eat, eat. But I can tell because like I have nothing other Allen head than the Harmony or any B&O. So like if I look at the 4mm one, like there's literally it's never been used versus that little shiny tip.
All of mine have been used a lot.
I mean, and sometimes they've even done one of these jobs.
Fuck, that's almost as long as you need it for getting inside the loosening the acoustic lens on the mid-range of the Lab 5. I have a special bit for that. It's freaking impossible to get into.
But one thing that makes it a little set quite nice is that this, as you can see...
The ball retainers?
Yeah, but it's also not square, right? So if you put it in like half click, you can move this around.
Oh, okay.
So you can get that little bit of extra angle and still turn.
Biglies.
It makes a difference because it's fucking pain in the ass to get to the screws behind the Harmony if it's on a standard floor stand.
Unless you got the skates and shit, which is another thing that I'm going to buy with my Harmony. Definitely, I'm going to get the skates.
Yeah,
I don't care if they have a set. I want a set. I need a set if I want to move my shit. But then again, I'm thinking I'm going to get it on a motorized floor stand as well. So
not sure the skates work with that one.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they would.
Maybe they have a different set of skates already available.
It'd be cool if the Avant skates worked on it.
They might.
Because it's just screws that pull up the stand, right?
Yeah.
Off the ground.
But Aussie Michael, use Allen heads, 3mm. That's the only thing recommended. Torx technically fits in Allen heads, but if you put too much force on it, you'll round it out on the bin on the inside. Yeah,
it's not good. Absolute emergency, but that's not where you're at, I don't think.
Yeah. And I have a question from Mir. He says, hi, I hope all is well. Well, it is, but we're moving, so it's annoying. Hope you're good too.
You don't even look like you're moving yet, bro. Look at this shit.
But you don't have to sell shit.
Oh, yeah. You should pull up my email after you're done your point there.
He says, the B&O app is not the best for playing music, it seems, from iTunes. My iTunes playlist or downloaded music is not available in the B&O app. And the B&O app has no search function, which makes it painful to find music. How do you get around this issue? I personally don't use it, so I don't really know. Do you?
I used to use it, but I don't. He's moving to Tampa, Florida. We're both going to go to Florida. I'm leaving on 22nd of August, and this motherfucker taking forever. But, yeah. What was I saying? I forget now.
Apple Music with the
I would just
B&O.
AirPlay, dude. I would just honestly AirPlay. I wouldn't even piss about with the B&O app. I have the same problems with my phone on Deezer. I can't. Level just plays one song. It will never add the whole playlist, even though some people say that it does. Doesn't for me at all. Doesn't for Nicholas as well. And then it also goes to flow after the first track that you play that you've selected. Then it just the machine takes over, which sometimes is cool, but sometimes you want to play your playlist. Can't do that. I have to Chromecast into the level from my phone Deezer app. I can't use the... You can open the app and look at what's playing and mess with the sound settings and presets in your B&O app, but you can't. Like, the functionality is absolutely ludicrous on it.
That's so weird, because my 28s have no issue with that.
No, the level, for some reason, both of us, and we both run, Nick I think has a Google Pixel, and I have a S10, so both Android phones. Just would not do. Would not go.
Do any of you guys in the chat use Apple and iTunes as your primary music server in the house? And how do you get around it? Because I'm a simple man. I have Records and Deezer.
Yeah, you do Deezer, that's it.
And Deezer seems to just basically always work. Billy Ballback says AirPlay or share your music as a DLNA-based file share and add IP address to your computer. User and password in the B&O app.
Okay, but that just populates the music that is on the hard drive of the computer. That doesn't win you anything as far as continuity playlist is concerned. Not if I'm understanding this correctly. Because I have my laptop, or I mean, I have my this computer is paired into the app, even though there's really no music on it.
If the music is DRM, it won't work though. God. It seems the best way to get around to this is either write your dealer or write B&O HQ. Because they have more app developers, so it seems to be a known issue that is just shite that people get around with AirPlay.
Mm-hmm. But I think
you kind of shouldn't have to because it's there in the app.
But majority of people, when they buy a product that has now, in my assumption, like a Mozart platform or whatever, there are people that come in from maybe a Sonos, maybe some sort of a Bose, whatever, maybe some JBL, maybe some that is always has been either Bluetooth or AirPlay. And they're just used to that they just stream. And now the AirPlay, you can stream into multiple products in the same time in perfect unison. So then there's really no need for them to actually use the B&O's interface. That's why the B&O interface app comes in disabled in network link to begin with. You got to enable it yourself, right? It's basically just to set up and pair your product. That's it.
Captain Jared over on Twitch says the B&O app sees his music on his Synology NAS. So I just asked him if he can search it and do playlists. Because maybe it's a setup thing, but it's really unclear where to go what for what.
Mm-hmm.
And as I don't use it, I'm sorry I can't personally help you, Mir, because I don't know where to start with this, because I don't even want to use it.
Yeah, I think that, B&O should take note when someone says everything in their app. But then again, like, I don't think they have the Spotify in their app. I think Spotify is still Spotify Connect, right?
Spotify is now in the B&O app, I'm pretty sure. But it's probably still better to use it in the Spotify app than in the B&O app.
I think anything, really. So.
Captain Jared says he only plays albums and that works from the Synology NAS. So maybe it's a setup thing. But then collectively, we're unsure how to fix any of this. Christian, if you're ever in chat or in the Discord again, come teach us, please.
Yeah.
Because it would be good to know for the people that use it. And I bet you there's quite a few people that still use iTunes and Apple everything. It just so happened to be that neither of us are that deep into Apple.
Yeah, I'm not deep into the Apple. Maybe what I'll do is once I get out to Florida, I'm gonna go to T-Mobile because I'm gonna get a contract for a phone, I guess. And I'm thinking I'll just get me an iPhone. Bite the fucking bullet, bro. And
but surely, like when you're in Florida and you're basically the shop manager, somebody says, "I have a laptop that's always on full of music. How do I go about it?" Somebody at B&O must know this.
Mm-hmm. But if you pair the DLNA server into the Deezer, into the app, then basically what it does, it amalgamates your Deezer and your DLNA library together.
Yeah, but that's fine, surely.
So
You'll be one of us. One of us.
well, I haven't had an Apple device like I never did, right? So maybe I'll fucking get all weak in the knees and I'll grab the goddamn S22 Plus or whatever, right?
One of us.
So,
You'll come to the light side eventually.
and also the reason why I want what I want to get the iPhone is because the Vaha cases, they're fucking cool. So I'll show you that. This is the company that actually made the only carry case for Beosound 2, the old, remember like the MP3 player?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only company that made it. But this one here is they're actually very nice products.
The paste. Oh, those look nice quality leather, really.
Yes, they're beautiful, man. It's a beautiful product. So that's one of the reasons why I'm contemplating to get an iPhone, because I can get a case from them for it, and they're actually very nice.
Via cases, if you want to send us some cases, because we freely advertised you, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Especially email him, beowilly@gmail.com.
Don't be a sucker for that stuff. Yeah, I still have the Beosound 2 case, man, believe it or not. And that leather, like the glue, nothing's come apart. And it's what now? Fuck, almost 20 years old. 19 years old.
Mir probably isn't here, but quick recap. Mir, email B&O support and ask them how to do it. Potentially write at Christian on the Discord. I'll do it too for you. And let your dealer know. But seemingly the consensus is use AirPlay. But that's why you should write to B&O. Like, guys, what the fuck? This shouldn't be needed. Since it's in your fucking app.
That's what my point is.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of silly that... Yeah, well, anyway, we said that many a times.
Indeed.
Are all your boxes in plastic because of moisture?
That's how I ship everything. I've always been shipping in black saran wrap. Nobody knows what's inside what.
Oh, so it's more a privacy thing than moisture thing.
Privacy, but also moisture too, right? Because you never know if things get wet. Like they're actually sealed in a way that they are not gonna get the water's not getting through.
Are you gonna miss the BV9?
Not really. I haven't really watched this TV at all.
Have you not looked sideways at an angle grinder yet and thought, I could fit 55 inches on this?
Fuck. You know what though? That panel will never die. It's such a good TV. It's such a good TV. Yeah, so I still have to wrap that goofy lamp that I have there, and more or less everything is I gotta inventory everything. That's why all those yellow post-its on each box, what's inside it, obviously. And inventory all of that loaded in the trailer or the container.
Can we read what's on? No.
Probably.
No.
I think you could read it from the other picture.
It looks like scribble.
Yeah.
This yellow thing is
video game font.
This yellow thing is your flashlight.
There you go. That's a saran wrap, bro. But yeah, it's fucking hours and hours of packing. Like the tallest tower is the Lego.
Of course it is. Wait, so did you unblock everything? And
no. They're built models packed up in saran wrap. Not saran wrap, bubble wrap, and like that. Each of them is in double garbage bag, right, from each side because they're big. So then if something comes loose, it doesn't just rattle out or get fucked up and thrown out with a saran wrap or the bubble wrap or whatever else have you. So they're all sealed and Yeah, I took out all the batteries, of course.
Like David says, shame there's no post-Nord in Canada.
Right.
Or you
Yeah, we
could
fucked
like
that up
come in
too.
Florida and like rebuild everything.
So yeah, no. I'm going to hope that everything arrives. Like so, box number 1 and 2, which is obviously missing from here, is the 90s. But yeah, it's a lot of fucking boxes. That's all the kitchen stuff. Probably can read some of it.
Winter something.
Winter jackets, winter jacket, gloves, toques, and hats. I believe
Well, you
it
won't
says.
need those anymore in Florida.
You never know. What if I have to go to Colorado for an install or some shit? Fuck.
Yeah, you're exclusively packaged with Balenciaga.
That's right. But yeah, so that's this is all the stuff that's going into the container.
I don't think you fully understand
What?
this news article.
Oh my God, for $1,790?
Yeah. A literal trash bag.
Get the fuck out. That is hilarious. Trash pouch was inspired by garbage bag. Was being sold for. So it's not a garbage bag. That's your fucking like a purse.
It's like a male purse, if that's a thing.
An $1,800 garbage bag. Wow. I hope it's not plastic.
It probably is. With like some nice svelte inner lining.
Oh my God. That's insane money.
You look like a fucking hobo.
A really rich hobo. Your Balenciaga freaking trash can bag. Oh my God. This is Balenciaga.
Ever since I ever Googled for Balenciaga, I've come across these Balenciaga memes. Like, I've never heard about this brand at all until B&O did something with them.
Same here. I had no idea they even existed. And then boom. Now they're here. But yeah, it's a weird brand in my opinion. But again, to each their own.
Oh, I'm not mad. It's just
That's funny though. That's actually genuinely funny. Full retard on freaking Balenciaga. You know what? I appreciate the thought of somebody doing that. Like, that's some fucking balls when you woke up in the morning to a meeting and it's like, I have an idea for a new product. What's that? Let's make a garbage bag. Yeah.
Instead of
maybe he would just
being
walk
black,
in
it's
with
blue.
one, right? He would walk in with one already, exactly. And wow. I don't know. Like I said, to each their own. Some people don't understand B&O. Some people don't understand Balenciaga, I guess. To each their own.
Yeah, I don't really know. By the way, how are you tomorrow for time? Or are you busy?
I have an appointment at noon. I fucked up and forgot that it was Eastern Standard Time. So, like, I scheduled it for 2 o'clock, but not my time, but their time. And it's a fucking accountant session that I have free, apparently, with a business thing that I, like, signed in through the company. So I can join it at 12:30. But I won't be doing the first half hour because I'm going to be on the conference call.
That's fine, then I'll just move it a half hour and we'll see where we land. Maybe it'll be a bit shorter.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it because I don't really have much other than I got to deal with a couple phone calls because for some reason my parking permit or whatever, the container permit is like wouldn't shift the dates. So I just bought the permit for the wrong dates. Figured whatever, I fucking paid for it already anyways. Like, what does it matter if it's today or tomorrow, right? I paid the fucking fee to you guys. There's a city, so just shut up. So I'm gonna load the fucker over the weekend. And I have to inventory and load everything up. Because Monday it gets picked up and then I have to submit all that paperwork to whoever, whatever. so then they can process all of it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm looking forward to all that packing and shit either.
Fuck, it's
Packing
4 to 6 weeks to ship stuff.
Yeah, it's because it's by land. That's quick.
4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, shit, that's like a while. Like, I drove there in 5 days, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I thought 2 weeks would be like, okay, 2 weeks is fine. And one of the reasons also that everything is in that saran wrap is it really sticks together as boxes. So if there's, which might happen, hard braking or some shit on the road, right? That nothing's gonna shift.
Oh,
That's my
oh, oh.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. That nothing. I do not want fuck all shifting. That's not an option.
Yeah, as long as like it can shift but not fall over. That idea.
Hmm. So it won't be shifting with those boxes. They're really hard to even like pull apart when you're lifting them.
Yeah, because the Bramdell Radio sells those B&O mugs, but they're not exactly cheap.
Yeah, how much are they?
I think they were like £20 for a cup. They were like €120 for 4, I want to say.
That's not bad, to be honest.
€30
I've paid more for
per
I've
mug.
paid more for fucking shittier glass, dude. So, or porcelain, I guess. But
Yeah,
I would get him. I would get a set of 4. Shit, I'll PayPal you the money. Fuck, I don't care.
I think they
Bring it.
ship internationally.
Do they? Or
Yeah,
then I'll just
you
buy
can
some.
email them. Their website is just in Vertebrate Dane Verde.
It's probably going to be cheaper shipping to Florida because I'm closer.
Probably, yes.
So I
I
might
mean,
just do
I
that.
actually looked, and it's not that expensive to ship stuff from here to the US. Uh, what was it? Just Wi-Fi. Was it this? Yeah, I saw this crazy video.
Okay.
So these guys are in Massachusetts, I think,
Okay.
and he bought an entire vintage audio store.
Oh wow.
And there's a bunch of B&O parts in it that are going to come up for sale.
No shit.
So there's, where is it? I can't play too much. I think it's here. Was it here? There's a few, like 6 biograms. There's a Beogram 8000, an 8002, and an 8000 some 4, I think. There may be a Beogram 4000. There's definitely a 6500 and a 7000 in there.
No shit.
Uh,
Is he selling it?
yeah, they're slowly going to sell it all through their own store.
Where is he at?
Massachusetts, I think.
Oh.
Like Baltimore. And
Oh,
this store that they bought was near Washington, D.C.
Oh.
I have to look where.
That's a lot of vintage stuff. Holy cow.
Yeah. See, here he has a B&O remote, the one I just recently sold that came with the Beomaster 5000.
Yeah, which is up top. In
And
the corner of the picture, I think that's the B&O.
Yeah, it is. But then, let me think, or see where it is quickly. Because there's also some super vintage stuff in here that's really desired. And I already let Steve know because they have everything here, from all the reel-to-reel stuff to more modern things. Here they have is it 2 Beocenter 5000s? Like the really old vintagey ones. Have a good one, Prestige.
See you, bud.
People should buy your remote holder. It's amazing.
That's right.
But they also have one further to the right here in white, which is fucking unique. Also, look at the state these are in.
Mint.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that they had the white one. It was a very limited run.
But these will slowly, so if you're in the US or if you really don't mind international, these will slowly come to market. They have a way of contacting them in the description. Here, I'll add the video URL to the chat if you're interested in this sort of stuff. They also have one BeoVox Penta. Like somebody brought it in, I think, for repair, but didn't bring it as a pair, and then the shop closed and they never picked it up or something.
Just left it and it sucks.
Yeah. But like these pieces, and then there's several record players later. Because there's like 4 rooms with like racks and racks and racks of hi-fi. So even if you're not just into B&O, there's Nakamichi CD players, there's Nakamichi decoders, amps, you name it.
Yeah, that's insane. Must have been a big store.
I mean, here's a Beogram 7000 on the side. There's several amps and things. There's a Beogram 2000 somewhere in here, but like this goes on and on and on and on. So if anybody's interested, there's a lot of vintage audio stuff. And besides power, in terms of build quality, to me, the vintage stuff is still nicer. Like, there's something about those knobs and things that are just more solid, generally, in that vintage stuff.
Well, it's more analog, right? Not more analog, it's all analog, rather. So
I mean, super powerful in the day was like 40 watts, probably, and now it's like 200 per channel. So
right.
You can bring it to a restore and upgrade it, but there's some quality to that wood and that metal in the front for controlling things that you just don't get nowadays.
No, you don't.
I mean, everything's plastic today, and so are the ladies.
Indeed. Well, we got 2 more podcasts out of this background, and then I'm out from Canada.
Yeah. That'll be sweet. Goodbye, Canada.
Looking forward to it.
But yeah, go visit or look at this thing. There's so fucking much.
By the time we get here, it'll be all gone.
No, they're slow rolling it. This was filmed 2 weeks ago, and the B&O stuff isn't even up on their website yet.
No way. That's cool.
And if you sign up to their email list, you can call first dibs on any of these things. Like, they literally give you the option to say, I want that first. And then they'll probably eventually give you a price depending on what it is, the quality and the state. And then it's up to you to either say yes or decline first. But it is nice that they offer that. But yeah, it's Just Audio is the channel on YouTube. And they bought a fucking vintage audio store, and it's cool as hell. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to call it. If you guys want to join us tomorrow, remember it'll be at least half an hour later. Maybe a bit later than that, but we'll see where we'll end up. And hope you have a good week. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and super chatting like the great Martin Nielsen did. Thank you, Martin. And we'll see you tomorrow, and if not, in the next one. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.